30 of the creepiest facts. Creepy is about the uncertainty of threat. According to the Smithsonian Magazine, when you are creeped out, your brain and your body are telling you that something is not quite right. You'd better pay attention because it might hurt you. We become more alert and ready to strike whenever the threat turns out to be real. Number 1. After the Pulse nightclub shooting, when the cops were investigating, you'd think it would be pretty quiet in there. But it was actually a cacophony of ringing cell phones. So many friends and loved ones calling people they knew were there, hoping they'd answer the phone and say they were okay. Number 2. Before you die, your last words could be, "I don't feel so good." A paramedic of 15 years heard dozens of people's final words. The phrase he heard most often, possibly from half to 3/4 of them, were some form of, "I don't feel so good." He says, "I've also heard, wait, something's wrong, and something's happening. Also, I don't feel right. It's happening. Oh no, oh no." He said people feel the blood leaving their brain, I think. Number 3. Many pets die because their owners die unexpectedly and no one comes to check on them in time. Number 4. There is a whale named Blue 52. He only sings at a frequency of 52 hertz, meaning it can't communicate with other whales. It is nicknamed the loneliest whale on the planet. Number 5. Female dragonflies fake their own death to prevent rape. Number 6. On Mount Everest, you have the Rainbow Valley, the last zone to climb to reach the peak, which sounds cute, but it's really the colorful jackets of dead climbers who are frozen in time against the white, harsh snow. Government estimates suggest that more than 150 bodies of the estimated 300 climbers who have died on Mount Everest remain on the mountain, many deep in snow. Also, when close to the peak, the oxygen levels are so low that the body is starting to die. You only have a few minutes to reach the top. Number 7. During the French Revolution, where the guillotine was introduced, the people to be executed fought to be first, as the blade would become dull after multiple uses and wouldn't cut a head clean off at its first attempt. Number 8. There is something called anesthesia awareness, where certain people go into surgery and they don't give you enough anesthesia. It will look like you're asleep. Your eyes will be closed, you won't be talking or moving, but the patient can still hear and still feel everything that's happening. But here's the scary part. You're unable to move, speak, or open your eyes. Unless they have a monitor to show your brain activity, you're stuck with having to endure the pain. Number 9. Being the oldest person alive means that every single human being who was alive at the day that you were born is now dead. Number 10. When whales reach a certain age, they will eventually be too weak to swim back to the surface for air, so they will just suffocate to death and eventually sink to the bottom of the ocean. Number 11. Most sitcom laugh tracks were recorded in the 1950s. So you've probably been listening to dead people laughing. Number 12. Deer will lay on decaying corpses because they produce heat, and the deer like that. Basically, deer treat corpses as their personal sauna. Number 13. In the event of a water landing, flight attendants are specifically required to not allow dead people on the life rafts. Number 14. On airplanes, they turn off the lights before they take off and land, basically in anticipation of the airplane crashing. Your eyes will take time to adjust to the dark, so if the plane were to crash, your eyes would be pre-adjusted, thus increasing your likelihood of being able to make it out. They also ask that the window blinds be opened in order to allow anyone outside to be able to see in order to check for survivors. Number 15. The dolphin which most often portrayed Flipper on the 1960s television show Flipper committed suicide. Dolphin activist Rick O'Barry, who trained dolphins for the TV series Flipper, says Flipper committed suicide and it was the dolphin's death that led him to campaign against the captivity of sea mammals. Number 16. Humans have enough bite power to bite off their finger, bone and all. The only thing stopping us is our brain's natural safety factor. Number 17. It's way easier than you would expect to break someone's ribs during CPR, and it feels really weird, like popping bubble wrap. Number 18. The astronauts of the Space Shuttle Challenger didn't die until the spacecraft hit the ocean. They fell through the air for almost 3 minutes. Number 19. Judith Barzey was the young actress who voiced Anne-Marie in All Dogs Go to Heaven and Ducky in The Land Before Time. She was murdered at the age of 10 by her abusive father, who also killed her mother at the same time. Judith's gravestone displays Ducky's catchphrase, "Yep, yep, yep." Number 20. Fatal familial insomnia is a thing. It is a rare, incurable, prionic brain disease that progressively destroys your brain's ability to sleep. Eventually, you stop sleeping altogether, go insane, have seizures, and die. Number 21. There have been multiple cases of people actually ending up being eaten by an escalator. Number 22. There are only 3 states in the United States that have outlawed child marriage: New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. There is a minimum age of 14 in Alaska and North Carolina, and Massachusetts has the lowest minimum marriageable age with parental consent of 14 years old for boys and 12 years old for girls. Number 23, your lips are made of the same skin type and texture as your anus. Number 24, the song Baby Shark is actually the perfect rhythm to guide infant CPR. If you electrocute someone while they are submerged in water, it won't leave burn marks. Pure water and distilled water do not conduct electricity. Normal water conducts electricity through the countless impurities in it, such as sodium, calcium, and magnesium. Number 26. In Formula One, safety belts were not mandatory until 1972. Before then, drivers believed that it would be better to be ejected in a crash and either die instantly from a broken neck or suffer many broken bones. The alternative, they thought, was to be trapped and essentially cremated alive should the gas tank ignite. Number 27. There's a zombie fungus that basically enslaves ants for its own benefit until it kills them. Number 28. There is a parasite called the guinea worm that can enter your leg through drinking infected water. You won't notice anything until 1 year later when a small portion breaks the skin to release larvae. At this point, it will be 3 feet long. Number 29. At any time, without any warning, you can die of a brain aneurysm. And there is literally nothing you can really do about it. Anyone can have one. And number 30. You can die from pooping too hard.